Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. So I'm still upset about this loss, and I know we've talked. We had a nice vent session after the game on Saturday, and typically, I'm on to the next one, blah blah blah, and I am. We've been prepping for West Virginia, and we'll have a lot of content coming your way there. I also did just taped a video with Kuz's Corner, who's a West Virginia YouTuber, did a joint preview with him. And so we'll have some West Virginia stuff coming. But A, I'm upset about the loss. Should always be upset about a loss. That losing can't be tolerated. B, there's been a lot of, reasons and bad luck that's happened with Steve Sarkisian in this football program in terms of availability of players. And that's justified to a certain degree. But upon going back and rewatching this game and doing an extensive review, I have some takeaways, some notes I want to share with you guys, some real talk that we're going to have just off my rewatch. I'm not going to be able to cover every single little thing, every single little detail. That would be a very, very long video. But just some big key takeaways that I want to share and take this as constructive criticism, some takeaways that are positives, some praise that I want to give out that I wasn't able to give after the game. And upon rewatch, I'm encouraged by. Not everything is bad. And some areas of frustration that we need to question especially regarding the coaching staff. I will be talking about players. Again, this is all between the lines of the football field and what happened on there. And like I said, it's constructive criticism, if anything, offensive or whatever I say. I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, BUSR, BUSR.com/Fanatic, the official sports book, the official betting partner of Fanatic Perspective. Utilize that Sports 100 FP promo code. We're handing out casino chips to free casino plays, matching all initial deposits up to $1,000. Free play match. I mean, reliable 24/7 service. Spread right now on Texas, West Virginia. Texas is actually favored by 10. There is a 62 point over under there. So a lot to take advantage of with BUSR. Made some money on Dolphins money line on Sunday, Titans money line on Sunday. We were able to take the under. Got my under in last minute on San Francisco versus the Broncos at 43.5. So you guys have those gut feels. You wake up Sunday morning, you wake up Saturday morning, you have those gut feels. Take advantage of BUSR. I also want to give a quick shout out to my buddy Nash Talks Texas, because he allowed me to do this exercise with the content he put out of putting out every play and clipping the plays together for us on YouTube. So please head over to his YouTube channel if you're looking to see certain packages, plays, what have you. You can also reach out to him and request certain things that you want to see. Great resource in our community. So go over there and subscribe to Nash Talks Texas. He's the reason why I'm able to do this video and be able to provide the notes and condense this. And then also sub up to here and show love so I can do more of this for y'all. I'm gonna get straight to it. And Marlon, God bless you, brother, because you were my note keeper and my accountability partner as I did this exercise last night. And all of my notes are all of the thousands of DMs I sent to Marlon last night as we were talking through this, having great discourse back and forth, things we agreed with, things we disagreed with. And so, Marlon, thank you for that. You guys see Marlon all the time in the chat here. And I really appreciate you doing this. So I'm actually reading, some of this is just going to be straight off the DMs that we had engaged in last night. So some big takeaways upon my rewatch. I blasted this defense after the game on Saturday, and a lot of what happened, yes, was unacceptable. 6 for 8 on 4th down, unacceptable. 100 plays, unacceptable. My goal here, though, is to really show you guys how much of a team loss this was, which means maybe we need to scale back some of that blame on the defense and some of that heat that PK is getting, and understand that this is a full team loss. Players, coaches, everybody. Okay. In regards to the defense on my second watch was not as terrible as it seemed as we were watching it real time. I'm tired of getting beat death by 1,000 paper cuts. Let me make that very clear. I'm tired of the soft zones. I'm tired of us getting pressure, but not getting the disruption. Texas Tech comes in this game very turnover prone, especially Donovan Smith, who is a backup quarterback. And we have to give credit to Donovan Smith. He did play very, very well. But that's something that Kieran and I are worried about in terms of, are we allowing people to play well? Are we allowing people to get in the room? Things of that sort. So I will say this, though. I saw a lot of good from the defense. T'Vondre Sweat, we wasted a fantastic performance from T'Vondre Sweat. I understand why he got a 90-plus PFF grade for this game. I saw it. He was phenomenal. His win rate was spectacular. He deflected a pass. He was great in the run game. Very disruptive. Keontae Coburn right behind him. Great game. So up front, great game. Problem is, style of offense you're playing, and they're not really emphasizing that. They're emphasizing short pass and get the ball out. Those guys can only be so effective, right? A Cook, were they perfect? No. They weren't bad. They actually played a pretty good game, my safeties. Ryan Watts played 99 snaps. And, there's some things, technical things and areas where I'm like, hey, I need you to make a play or do more. But most of these guys were actually executing the game plan. Problem is the game plan, number one, and as Sark said, your coverages are not married with your rush packages. We weren't perfect in the run game. We tackled better than I remembered watching on Saturday. We had some issues, mostly with Donovan Smith, and some of the power stuff where guys are running through us. But even Jalen Ford, I know he had a bunch of tackles again, but he did a decent job filling in the run game. And Overshown did a decent job when he got in there in the second half filling. My biggest issues with this defense, I would like to ask the coaches, hey, I understand you guys are doing this hockey substitution package where, we're subbing guys in volume and we're getting all these guys a lot of snaps. Mo Blackwell's in there on fourth down. Jet Bush is in there on fourth down. We have Vernon Broughton attacking, getting a one-on-one on the edge. We have a lot of guys who are second-team guys, so to speak, in there on critical downs. Jalen Gilbo, all these guys. Where's the consideration for personnel on key downs? Where's the consideration for personnel in terms of situational moments in the game? Are we just blindly subbing? I don't understand. I'll give you an example. We got to 3rd and 26 because Jahdae Barron makes 2 plays back-to-back tackle for loss and on top of a penalty. But we get them into 3rd and 26. 3rd and 26. Jahdae Barron has 2 back-to-back tackles for loss. Now, that third down is the infamous play where David Benda jumps off sides. Jalen Gilbo gets called for a PI. Why does Jahdae Barron get subbed out right there? I don't get that. I understand, you're monitoring guys you're expecting to be in a up-tempo, high-volume game. I totally get that. Steve Sarkisian, Pete Kwiatkowski, I got to have my best personnel on the field on third downs. I got to have my best pass rushers on the field. I got to have my best DBs, my guys. I'm not saying don't sub, because here's the thing. These coaches, another question I would ask if I was a media member, did you guys catch on to the fact that Texas Tech started running tempo whenever you had multiple backups in the game to keep them on the field? And then we're here getting mad why the kids can't get off the field. But it's, to me, and I'm seeing personnel challenges, because when I have all my guys out there, I'm causing negative plays on first down. I'm causing negative plays on second down. That's why their PFF grades are so high. For Jahdae Barron, for Tavondre Sweat, for Keandre Coburn, even Ryan Watts. These guys are grading 70 above. Those are good grades. So I'm just curious as to when those guys are out there collectively, they're having a lot of success, why we're not combating or protecting the guys that have to come in. I understand if they're running tempo like that, they're running a high volume of plays, we're going to have to sub more guys, especially how hot it is. I understand that. But damn it, I need Jahdae Barron. If he's the guy out there, he's getting hot. I'm not taking the hot guy off the field at that point who's eating up. Common sense football has to be something on this team. High football IQ has to be something on this team. I was really hard on them, but they were executing at a pretty decent clip on so many downs, and then we're making these odd substitutions that Tech is eyeing because Tech is paying attention to our personnel. So we run a blitz from the boundary one series, and we have Jet Bush there in zone coverage. They immediately go and replace the blitz and go with a quick little glance route to their slot guy. Those are things we got to pay attention to. That's not fair to Jet Bush. Now, one thing I did like is when we have Jet Bush in the game later on a 3rd and 5 or whatever it is, we actually got pressure and got Tech off the field because we blitzed them, sent some heaters, right? And so I think there needs to be an emphasis here on how do we figure out how to cause turnovers. Like right now, our turnovers are unforced, quite frankly. The opponents kind of gave it to us. We need to figure out how to be guys that are going to be playmakers on defense. I mentioned, Jalen Ford had a lot of issues in coverage with DTD. I think their communication was off, and they had they had a coverage bust where they gave up a touchdown to Baylor Cupp. I mean, so their coverage needs to be worked on. But in the run game, I was pleased with what I saw. And I'm seeing guys filling holes. I'm seeing guys being aggressive, whole bit. What I need to now see is when we do get the ball out and the ball's on the ground, dive on that shit. Ovi strips one. We have one at the goal line where I love A. Cook, but he's bending over trying to pick it up. We got to hit the ground and get on those. Those little things are the differences. Those little things are differences there of no points versus a field goal versus a touchdown. Margin is so slim in these games. And so, I brought up Ryan Watts. I don't think he knew he was going to be involved in playing an Ironman match, playing 99 snaps like he was up in, going against Shawn Michaels. But damn it, he held up. But I also would like to see when they throw a 50-50 ball at you and it's versus the tight end, let's show some ball skills and go jump that and pick that off. Right? Like, I'm challenging y'all to be better athletes. I'm challenging y'all to be playmakers. Now, where I challenge the coaches, this is philosophically on offense and defense. Steve Sarkisian, if you're going to sit up here, and this really moves me to the next point. Before I even say that, Overshown needs to be a guy who's a playmaker as well in terms of pushing the envelope. He was early in his career. He was actually a guy who was able to get fumbles and picks and just, disruption. And Overshown wasn't bad to me. And I know it's hard coming into a football game halfway through and kind of being helter-skelter off rhythm. But with that hybrid role that he's playing, we really, really need him to be the guy that's going to tip a ball in the air and somebody picks it off. Or I'm just challenging guys to play above their heads at this point. Because if we're going to continue with the soft zone practice, the script is out there on how to attack Texas every single week. So at that point, if the coaches aren't going to help you guys with these coverages, then you guys got to take it into your own hands and play more instinctively, in my opinion. Here's where I'm frustrated with the coaches too. You can't sit up here and preach the kids need to have a killer instinct and preach all gas, no brakes when your play calling on offense in the second half is the opposite of that. You can't preach all gas, no brakes and having a killer instinct when you're doing a drop 8 coverage on 4th and 4 in the midfield against a quarterback who's on the ropes. You guys start the half up 24-14. You get a stop. I brought up Jeb Bush on this guy's. Donovan Smith, Aaron Mills will throw. He's at his own 40-yard line. We get more pressure. Texas, our defense is actually getting momentum, real momentum, where we're really starting to impact this guy. That's essentially a turnover. Throws the ball in the dirt. We get the ball at the 40-yard line. And I have here in my notes, Marlon can attest to this, and it's going to sound harsh, but this is in the context of this moment of the football game. 24-14, opening third quarter, your defense just got a turnover on downs at the Tech 40-yard line. And we proceed to give it right back. And my notes here, Sark, that series as a play caller, bitch-made play calling. I talk about coaching scale, scared, conservative, aggressive, reckless. That series there for Steve Sarkisian was off the spectrum. That was off the scale. That was bitch made. And I'm saying that emotionally as a fan because I'm still pissed off, but I'm also saying that because you can't sit up here and say that you're telling the kids to have killer instinct when you're doing the other. You literally your play calling, your coaching says otherwise. Don't tell me, show me. Don't tell me, Sark, show me. Please. I like you. But that series was bitch made, dude. You come out there, and yes, I know you don't have Worthy. That's where Jeff Traylor, Joey McGuire, they're giving their kids fake confidence. You know what you do? You come out there, you're in tight 12 personnel with Tariq Milton and Jordan Whittington. And y'all come out there and you hand the ball off for, a yard or two? If not, I think he actually got stopped. Instead, take a shot with those guys. Say we're fearless. Say, hey, you know what? Are we truly next man up in our program? Because if Worthy was out there and Quinn Ewers was out there and Isaiah Nair was out there, you would take a shot. What message are you sending to Hudson Card by doing that? What message are you sending to Tariq Milton? What message are you sending to Jordan Whittington by just going out there? This is the time where we go for the jugular. We're coming out here. We're taking a shot right now. Okay, second down, tight end screen, Gunnar Helm. He gets tackled, he gets 6 yards. 3rd and 4, now we know we're in 2-down territory. We hand the ball off, we get 3 yards, and then you go and jump back into road cap. No aggressiveness, no feel for the game of understanding that they've been penetrating that since your second drive. Tech has the defense for that, and you go rogue. We're not putting our guys in the best positions to make plays. Steve Sarkisian, questions for you. Why? Because this is actually going to take me to my disappearance point. Where are my diamond formations that you scored on in the opening drive with Keelan Robinson, which was I'll give praise there. Well designed. We forced confusion. We're coming out. We're running more empty sets with Hudson. That seems to be something he's just processes better. RPO slants. Why go away from this stuff? Xavier Worthy goes down. Ajayi Hall plays in your 2-minute drill before the half. He gets 2 targets. He gets he catches a hitch route. He generates a pass interference on an RPO glance where he actually had some space. He gets grabbed, no problem. We get the penalty. Where does that guy go the rest of the game? The only other time I saw Ajayi Hall in the game was on the goal line after we got to stop the other 4th down stop. That was the only time, and he only came in for one. He only came in on 3rd down, and he ran sluggo. Where'd he go? Why aren't we rewarding? These are just questions I have. Okay, I'm just getting this out. Right? Why aren't we rewarding Jatavian Sanders for working so hard in his blocking? And he's a freak athlete, and we know what he can do vertically. We're losing personnel. We have red zone challenges. Where's the stuff from the Bama game where we were flexing him out wide and generating one-on-ones and generating mismatches? That's a guy that can get you a pass interference call. That's a guy that can get you a 50-50 ball. There were moments in this game where we were trying those things to their credit, and we're trying to Jordan Whittington tried to, God bless him, he tried to go up for one out of the end zone that he wasn't able to come down with, and other balls where Worthy, he's got to be better if he wants to say he's a 1. I'm kind of in the CeeDee Lamb camp with him as a Cowboys fan, but if he's that guy, we know he can fly. We know he can get behind people. He got behind people in the Tech game. But when it comes to contested catches, tracking the ball, focus, drops, be there for your quarterback. If you want to be at that Jordan Addison, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison Jr. level, some of these top-tier guys around the country, you got to make top-tier baller-ass plays, bro. This is just constructive criticism. Because we know what Worthy's capable of. But when Hudson Card throws a 50-yard bomb down there and you have to make just the slightest adjustment and we're trying to basket catch, that's tough, bro. Let's be playmakers. Let's be athletes out here. So with that being said, though, when he goes down, Steve Sarkisian, Brennan Marion, AJ Milweed, where are my other guys? And to be fair to Tariq Milton and Jordan Whittington and Casey Kane, I don't even know if we're running the best stuff from a standpoint of attacking the defense. Those opportunities, because I saw us have all this success in the second quarter, and I hope we build on that with RPO slants in general, minus play action or run pass option, the whole thing. I never saw Tech stop it. I just saw us not call it anymore. Just like we didn't run diamond formation anymore. And we get this obsession with Rocat. Common sense football has to be a part of this program. High football IQ has to be a part of this program. When we even look at the Rocat package, everybody and their mom has commented on the lack of diversity in the package. So the screenshots that Nash posted on Twitter, where it's 4th and 1, we actually convert this on our own side. Roshan just Superman effort to get the yard. But if you notice, No, I actually have these ones here. But if you notice, as Nash shows us here, look at the 11 hats and where their eyes are on tech, right? And we're here. This is at the mesh point with Roshan and Bijan, and we're pulling Gunnar Helm. We're pulling Cole Hudson. But pre-snap, you can see, and even at this point, and I know Roshan's making a read here, but pre-snap, that corner, number 24 there, is literally just looking at our backfield and really just kind of playing the spill outside contain type deal. That's all he's doing, especially in case of the handoff to Bijan here, right? And if Bijan bounces this out to the boundary, that's what he's playing. Whereas you see Hudson Card is over here, and people tell me, oh, we're running this package for numbers. What the hell are we doing in a numbers advantage? Because they have 11 people glued in on us. We only have 10 because Hudson Card is out here. So why not keep them honest and have a built-in check, right? Have a built-in check, because even as you see this play progress, I mean, 24 is taking you. Now, at this point, Roshan's already pulled and going. But the point is, this is 10 on 11 football. The numbers are not in our favor. The numbers are not in our favor. And you have a former all-state receiver at Lake Travis before he moved back over to quarterback full-time. You have a former 4-star quarterback recruit in Roshan. I trust both of their football IQ to be able to read this and have a check installed to say, hey, if we get this look, this is an automatic throw, right? Where we're throwing just even to space. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. I see the LA Rams do this with their punter. If the gunner is uncovered, punter make eye contact, whatever signal they have, boom, it's automatic check. We're throwing that. Guy's not covered. We make them pay. People make us pay for everything. It's time we start to return the favor. This is just common sense football. This is common sense football, y'all. This isn't anything crazy that we're asking for. This isn't anything crazy that we're saying our guys are not capable of doing. That right there. That has nothing to do with Quinn Ewers' injury. That has nothing to do with Isaiah Nayer or Worthy or anybody being out. That's just you understanding the situation as a football team. That's why I said it's a team loss, because we start talking about why we're struggling with time of possession, why we're struggling with, our defense playing too many snaps and all these things. This is how it flows together, because momentum matters, feel matters. When you go and you don't convert and then you go back, one of the things that forced that conversion, let's go back to the defense. Overshown's in the game. It's 4th and 5. They go for it from their own 40. Like I said, Donovan Smith puts the ball in the dirt. Why? We sent heat. We sent the same Overshown A-gap pressure that we sent in the UTSA game that he was wrongfully ejected for. We sent heat. Donovan Smith rushed, as a lot of shaky quarterbacks do, with heaters, and we got off the field. Next drive, their staff and Donovan Smith starting to mess with this cadence to identify if we're bluffing. And we're showing Watts boundary trying to come up and blitz, but he holds with this cadence, sees Watts start to look back. Boom. I know it's fake heat. Nobody's coming. He was right. Ball is snapped. We only rush 3. We drop 8 on 4th and 4. We're letting them off the hook. The quarterback already knows pre-snap that he's going to have time, and he's able to point to his tight end to move over a little bit, slide into a window. Boom, we convert. Now we've got momentum. We're off and running. Where's the killer instinct there, coaching staff? You just had success sending those heaters with Jet Bush earlier, with Overshown earlier, and then you go away from it. Why are we taking things away from our own selves is my question. Why are we doing that? Why don't we have our best people on the field on certain down and distance situations? And speaking of personnel, if we go to the offensive line, I want to give a lot of credit to Kelvin Banks. He's playing really good football. I want to give a lot of credit to Christian Jones. I believe Christian Jones is our highest graded offensive player coming out of the game in totality. Our tackles are playing really good football, y'all. And that's something that we should be encouraged by throughout the season. And it's something that was a question mark for us that is becoming a strength for Texas. Kelvin Banks is playing, to me, at a freshman All-American level. And Christian Jones is really rewriting the narrative on his football career and looks like he can be in the NFL. Played some really good football. And my question with the offensive line, though, with our struggles in the run blocking area and the lack of utilization, creativity with Jatavian Sanders and not rewarding him to even help you, especially when guys are going down, where are we reassessing some of these things throughout the game? What is our read process as these things are occurring and as guys are struggling? So the struggles on the interior, and these are just facts. In terms of run blocking, Cole Hudson and Hayden Connor are at the bottom of the Big 12 this week with their effort against Texas Tech. Now, Cole Hudson was pretty good, was not pretty good. He was better in pass pro. Hayden Connor had some struggles in pass pro that I hadn't seen. And I'm definitely willing to extend grace to those guys. But here's the thing. If I'm willing to extend grace to the guys on the offensive line for their struggles, then why aren't we showing that same grace to the receivers? Why are we holding Ajayi Hall's feet to the fire of having to be perfect to be on the football field? We have people going down. We're looking for playmakers. Where's Brennan Thompson? Where's Savion Red? We're losing people. And we're also putting ourselves in this box of trying to play football and bring all these numbers in the box because we're playing so much 12 personnel and jumbo, but we're not blocking it well, and guys are getting defeated up front and, quite frankly, thrown around. My question for the staff, why not spread stuff out and try to create a lighter box and then mix in some ability with your quarterback? Because, Sark, you said, hey, Hudson's really athletic and he's running well. Let him run. Let him run. Hudson Card had a very interesting football game to me because I thought he made strides overall as a quarterback. We have to remember, in his career, he doesn't have a whole lot of game reps. So he's still learning on the fly himself. Despite being in college for 3 years, he doesn't have a whole lot of game reps. So there's some things that happened early in the game that I liked. Early, us moving the ball up and down the field, the slants, everything. He's on time. Then there's some things that happen where he's missing stuff. He doesn't process it well. He doesn't see it well. And there's some things that happen where the coaches don't want to help the quarterback and teammates don't want to help the quarterback. I already talked about Worthy and some guys that aren't making plays that should be made or drops, right? And so, again, this is a team loss. We'll start with Hudson, the good. He figured out that he needed to move in the pocket and be more decisive running down the field. That's big strides for Hudson Card. And we appreciate the effort with the injury that he is playing with and being considerate of that. Big strides there. I have no issue there. I thought when he got into rhythm was when we actually went more tempo and moved quickly. I think he's just overall a better quarterback when you do those things. Take notes, Steve Sarkisian. Hudson Card led us on a touchdown drive and 2-minute drill before halftime where Cole Hudson gets just absolutely beat right off the bat. Hudson slides away from the pressure, finds Roschon Johnson there in the flat, able to boom, 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 check down. Roschon Johnson goes almost all the way to the end zone And that was the very next play. Bijan runs it in, right? So we're able to get 7 right before halftime. All hope is lost. 21 seconds left in the game. Some of Hudson's best throws were on that last little 20-second drive where he's just not thinking, moving, firing. You have to make compromises, Steve Sarkisian, if Hudson Card is going to be your quarterback in some of these games. He is not Quinn Ewers. He's not going to throw. Now, yes, Hudson Card inherently has things that I will say are limitations. And I question the processing. I actually question the football IQ and some of those things. Again, I'm not trying to be cruel or mean or anything like that because he did a lot of good. But the very next drive, the diamond formation touchdown to Keelan Robinson, we're down there again. We're moving the ball. We're hitting our slants. We're moving. It's first down. We have a wheel route that we run to Bijan that Hudson decides to throw away. Doesn't have crazy pressure. There was somebody at his feet, but he had enough time, in my opinion, to hold just for a second longer. I believe his second read or first or second read may have been Worthy going across. Safety picks him up on tech. But Gunnar Helm has a delayed release where he blocks, holds, releases. It's wide open in the flats. And he's flashing right across his face. How do we not see that? So while I am giving Hudson credit and he is making strides, and this loss is definitely not on him. He played well, scored 4 points, had some really good moments, overcame adversity. I changed my opinion on the pick. He didn't see the safety. He just threw it. That's why he led. Casey came the way he did. He overcame all that, though. So I give him credit. Played hard, played and ripped the football sometimes. But damn it, there's things he has limitations. Sometimes he becomes a magnet to the pressure. And there's those times where the lack of anticipation hurts the team. The play that a lot of people are talking about, I mean, the Gunnar Helm one where he misses Gunnar Helm, we end up kicking a field goal instead of first and goal, where we have an opportunity to get a touchdown. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because that's something where we kicked a bunch of field goals in the Alabama game. Those are things that hinder us from securing victory. Lack of anticipation with your throws and not improving on that. We missed a touchdown to Worthy where he throws it in the Alabama game. Worthy goes out of bounds where that ball has to be out. Well, this reared its head today. Steve Sarkisian, we talk about, and Rob B has highlighted this better than anybody, the lack of adjustments in the second half and the struggles that Steve is having. Well, Steve actually draws up, a flood concept zone beater. And there's pressure coming. Hudson is moving pretty quick, but he's got to throw. And I know a lot of people are screenshotting the Jordan Whittington out of bounds catch. He got with the look. And the other half of the camp is talking about Gunnar Helm's open again, flashing back across. Well, with flood concept, that ball has to be out quick so that Jordan Whittington is open. And if that's his primary, which I believe it was, then you need to hit your primary. We shouldn't be having a conversation about reading Gunnar Helm running away from play side. It's that to me is unrealistic to ask of a quarterback unless you're amazing to see that and process it that fast. But you should be able to process Jordan Whittington and throw that to where he has enough room to work on the sideline. So that's on Hudson Card, right? That's lack of execution, lack of being there and throwing. But when you have somebody that has the athletic ability that he has and knowing the feel for the player, this is where Steve Sarkisian, the head coach, has to hold Steve Sarkisian, the offensive play caller, accountable to his personnel. There's still enough there for you to win these games. You have to figure out how to win these games. It's very, very frustrating to see our guys not being put in the best positions to capitalize on what the defense is giving us. That's my frustration. I need people in the media to ask about these substitution patterns. I need people in the media to ask, where is the compromise with Hudson Card if he's going to be in there? Where are the automatic checks? Where are the high football IQ situations? Tendency breaker. We're not asking for anything crazy. We're not asking for anything crazy, y'all. It's some of this stuff is correctable. You guys have red zone issues. You have a athletic tight end. It's like Kyle Pitts in Atlanta, who they want to keep hiding in the garage. No, man, we got to roll out the Lambo, bro. Let's roll out the Mack truck, whatever we got. You were doing it against Bama. You can't tell me that we can't throw some back shoulder stuff to Jatavian and reward him for his efforts. We can't reward Gunnar Helm when just on, not even rewarding, but just taking that read there. I've ranted enough. As we head to West Virginia, we have to see an improvement overall with this football team in terms of situational IQ. Texas Tech recognized certain things, and they played super desperate, and we didn't make them pay. And they recognize when we have personnel on the field on defense, let's speed it up to keep them out there. Little things, right? They recognize against Rocat, these guys aren't going to throw it, so we're going to have everybody committed to the box. We're going to take that away from them. But don't beat yourself. Don't take away the things the good money you have that is working. Those are things where I'm still encouraged that we can fix. But the staff, this team, everybody has to look themselves in the mirror and say, what can I do better? Even our best players. Bijan Robinson, fumbling, unacceptable, we know that. But plays like this right here, these tendencies, and he's a great player, but we're on the goal line, and I've gotten on Cole Hudson and them, and look, these guys are freshmen, and if Cole Hudson's having that much issues, then we might need to start looking at DJ Campbell and some of these other guys to see if they can hold up better and not get tossed around a little bit. But it's not Cole's fault. I mean, he's young, he's a freshman, he's growing. These are growing pains. But we also can't allow that to just squander everything that we're doing. But in this particular case, I can't get on all these guys. And then we have this situation here at the goal line where we're running pistol, best player, allowing him to see. But because he doesn't really trust some of this stuff, he's over here looking backside, trying to cut it back because that's what he's great at. And he had done it earlier in the game. Cut it backside. Hudson Card's out there as lead blocker. Look at this hole. This is one where you got to put your foot in the ground and go. We're at the goal line. We got to get vertical, right? So even our best guys, Tashard Choice is going to talk about this. Look, and I'm not saying this is going to be some big old run. These are screenshots. Things are happening very, very quickly, right? And so I'm not saying that this is going to be some home run. I know some people think we squandered like a 99-yard touchdown or whatever. It just looks like that here. We're in jumbo. Carrick actually eventually gets defeated up top. But right now, look at this double team that I have from Jatavian and Jordan Whittington. Look at the seal that I get from Christian Jones. Bijan's got to fly through this hole. Across the board here. I mean, however we're reading our inside zone stuff, especially out of pistol, that's why we're giving him more space to see it. But our best people, our smartest people, everybody owns this loss. Everybody. I don't want to keep hearing about PK and Gary Patterson and all this type of stuff. Gary Patterson is special assistant to the head coach, correct? Isn't he? I don't know exactly all the parameters of his job, but he's there. Can't he say, hey, coach, we need to go play a little bit more man coverage now? Right? Or say, hey, every time we sub out Jahdae Barron and put Gilbo in, or if we sub out Jamison and put Jameer Johnson in, they're automatically targeting the person that's coming in the game. Or if we're in trips, they're seeing that we're blitzing immediately out of that trips from the boundary, especially if it's trips to the boundary or we motion to it, and it's an automatic blitz that we're doing. If I can see that as some random YouTube guy, I guarantee you Joey and them were seeing that. Those are the type of things where, whether it's GPPK, there's too many smart people. Jeff Choate was a former head coach. There are too many smart people on the staff. That's why I'm talking like this. We have to hold them to a high standard. They are too smart, too good. Bijan is too talented for that. He's too good. And he had some wonderful moments. Xavier Worthy, he's too good of a player to have a 20% contested catch rate. Steve Sarkisian, you were too good of a play caller to go tuck your tail and run, turtle time type stuff right after a sudden change. I demand better from you guys. You guys should be demanding better of yourselves. Not everything's going to be perfect. I'm leaving a lot of room and grace for people to make mistakes. But I'm tired of us taking things away. If anything, make somebody do something until they beat you. Run those slants until they figure it out and stop it. Make them stop it. Run your heaters until they stop it. This doesn't have to be bang your head against the wall football, man. And you're not at Bama right now. You don't have all these guys where everything's available to you. You're going to have to coach and figure stuff out, just like people are doing to you. Guys, stay tuned for the West Virginia stuff in the preview. Marlon, thank you for allowing me to take notes with you. I'm sorry for the lengthy video. Like I said, there's a lot of good going on individually with certain players and certain guys. But we, as a program, if we want to win football games, we have to get better upstairs. Common sense. Read the room. Feel things out. Understand what's happening. And that starts from the top down with the head coach. And that starts with the best players on the team trickling across the young guys. I can't just automatically get mad at the young guys that come in and struggle when our best guys are also making mistakes. Got to clean up a lot if we want to beat West Virginia. It's a must-win game. We're 2-2. We're 0-1 right now in the Big 12. And we knew we were going to have some growing pains, some losses. That's not the point. But the point I've always said is context. And what does it look like? And what are we seeing? And I'm tired of seeing us beat ourselves. I'm tired. Y'all hit me in the comments what you think. If you did the rewatch, make sure you subscribe to Nash Talks Texas. Like I said, did a great job clipping that stuff together. Shout out to BUSR, our sponsor. BUSR.com/Fanatic, the official sponsor, the official sports book, official betting partner, Fanatic Perspective. We are out here. I will try to get out some picks maybe on Friday for some NFL games. And if you're looking to bet, Texas, West Virginia, Texas -10 right now at home. Night game at DKR. Tran and I will be there, turning up, getting live, giving this team energy. I'm hard on them because I love them, and I expect them to play at their talent level and coach at their talent level. And, you know, BUSR, thank you for holding me accountable and pushing me to make this content for you guys. Use this promo code SPORTS100FP, 100% match on all initial deposits up to $1,000 within the first 24 hours. Sub up, help subscribe, guys. If you have any questions or anything, or you guys want to have a conversation in the chat, I encourage it in the comment section. I'm actually going to launch this as a little watch video or a premiere, if you will, so we can take advantage of that. But guys, I appreciate y'all so very much. Horns always up. We're going to be okay.